Welcome to Kingdom Love Podcast with Danny and Denise.
Welcome.
Where we believe you are as healthy as you are.
Honest.
Hello, my love.
Hello, my love.
How are you, my beautiful wife, my beautiful bride?
Outstanding.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
All ready to start school.
Ready to start. Oh, we're just days away. And it's amazing how 2 months of having off goes so fast, huh?
Yes. I needed a break.
No comment. Okay. As Daniel would say, we still have to support our teachers.
That's right. That's right.
So, yeah, honey, I'm excited for you. It's going to be a great school year. Shout out to all the teachers out there.
Yes.
Shout out to all the teachers out there that do a very hard job every single day. Today, we are talking about communication.
Wow. This is a topic that is never ending, right? Even though we already discussed that in the beginning, like he said, she said. But I believe communication has a lot of layers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, you're referring to a previous episode we did? She said, he heard?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Did I say it wrong?
Well, you said he said, she said. I said, oh, did we do that? Maybe we did.
Well,
who knows?
No. It's he said, she heard, or vice versa.
She heard, she said, he heard.
Anyways, communication. I expect right now.
Dear Lord, while we communicating.
And as we say,
communication.
riddle.
That's for those. That's obviously an inside thing for us. So whenever we're communicating something and it's like we're going in circles and we're like not landing the plane, and I'm trying to understand you or you're trying to understand me, we're like riddle. This is not a riddle. Just say it. And
so instead of having that little negative moment, we just laugh with the whole thing.
We turn it into a laughing moment. So needless to say, there are some days we use the word riddle a lot.
Yes.
Oh, that's so funny.
Especially when we mumble.
I think I'm getting the cue not to mumble.
Okay.
Anyway, so we're going to talk about communication today, dig a little deeper into that. According to National Institutes of Health, research on marriage and communication consistently highlights the crucial role of communication in marital satisfaction and stability. Effective communication, characterized by positive interactions, open expression, and constructive conflict resolution, is linked to greater relationship satisfaction and the lower risk of divorce. Conversely, negative communication patterns such as criticism, defensiveness, and withdrawal are associated with decreased marital satisfaction and increased risk of marital distress and divorce. So we're going to try to unpack that today a little bit. The negative communication patterns, the positive ones, interactions,
yes,
different components of that and their impact or the effects that they can have. So how does that sound?
That sounds great.
All right. I'm glad you think so, honey.
It's very great. What was you saying?
That sounds great.
Great. But it's interesting because we are always communicating.
All the time.
Always. Whether it be with a sight, right? With a smirk, with being silent. That's also a type of communication.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. That falls under the category of withdrawal. Some people, that's their go-to. By the way, I'm wearing PBA. I'm a PBA alumni. Shout out to Palm Beach Atlantic University. Woo! In South Florida. Yeah, we're alumni. Woo, woo. Go Sailfish. And anyway, but yeah, we definitely, that's what you just said, Mama, is absolutely right. When we talk about communication, usually we lead off with Dr. Stephen Covey says we have 2 ears, 1 mouth, use them accordingly. So if you want to be a good communicator, definitely you have to develop the art of listening.
That's right.
Listening. What is the person really saying? That is very important. A lot of times the disagreements or the disconnect is because the person is saying something, but we're not connecting. And another thing that Stephen Covey says is that the biggest communication problem we have is that we don't listen to understand, but we listen to respond or to reply.
Wow, that's
and
really
so a
good.
lot of times when a person is talking, we're thinking of what we're going to say in return, and because your mind is already thinking on a response or a reply, you can't possibly be hearing what the person is saying. So the idea is to not focus on a reply or response, but to focus on what is this person really saying. What are they really communicating? Yep.
And I believe people do that. I mean, I've been guilty of that as well. Because
No, not you, baby.
come on, I'm not that perfect. Because we are always in the lookout to defend ourselves.
Yes, we're going to talk about that today too.
Right?
Defensiveness, yes.
So we're coming into this conversation and I'm trying to listen because I want to respond with the best answer.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about defensiveness because it can be very harmful to a relationship, because when a person is being defensive, they're thinking only about themselves.
Oh, yes.
For a relationship to work, you have to be thinking about one another.
Exactly.
We'll definitely dig into that. We also tell folks that communication is 50% body language, 40% tone of voice, and 10% are the actual words. So that body language, we'll talk about that as well. Could be, look at you, look at that. Just puckering out the mouth and that bopping of the head and those eyes and rolling the eyes and,
or even the mere fact of just sitting there like with a dead stare.
Yeah, you've checked out.
Body language,
the body language given that I'm not really listening to you. Absolutely. That's one of my triggers.
And your and your partner knows.
Yeah,
You've
absolutely.
been with that person long enough that they will already know.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm talking to the wall right now, basically.
Yeah, that person has checked out, and I can't believe that you are doing that, and it's just creating that crisis.
Yes.
Yeah, escalating into crisis. Have we talked about that before as well? So
come on, take us there.
So one of the things that we're going to talk about is validating your partner's feelings during discussions are linked to stronger relationships and greater satisfaction. So there's plenty of research that shows that these are common non-validating. So when you hear this, you're not validating. Well, let me tell you all about how bad my day was, and then you'll see that yours wasn't so bad. So if you show up and you say, honey, I had a real bad day, and I say, well, you think you had a bad day, listen to mine, and let me tell you about how bad mine is, and you're going to realize yours wasn't bad at all.
So it's basically not validating the way you feel.
Not validating the way you feel. It's dismissive. It's rude. That happens all the time, where a person will come, they'll want to share something, and then the other spouse just takes the limelight, says, man, if you think you got it bad, look how bad I got it. All right? And so...
Or even if they don't say those exact words, but they might say, basically, oh, really? And this is my day. So they basically just shut the person down and focusing on themselves, which is invalidating again.
Exactly.
What you're trying to say.
Yep. So these are examples of non-validating responses. And non-validating responses are very harmful to a healthy relationship.
How so?
Well, because again, it doesn't validate the person's feeling. And when I don't feel validated, I don't feel valued. And if I don't feel valued, I'm starting to think of, well, why am I here? What's the purpose of this?
Or why did I even say anything if I'm not going to be heard?
That can result in that as well. That why am I going to express myself if I'm not going to be validated? For that, I'll stay quiet and I'll withdraw.
Wow.
So it's a trickle effect.
It's a pattern too.
It's a pattern that develops. It's a trickle effect. All those things. Another example is, how many of your friends wish they had a provider like me? So I missed our anniversary. I have a lot on my plate. That's an example of a non-validating that.
Repeat that again.
Okay. So how many of your friends wish they had a provider like me? You know what, girl? You are so lucky. You know how many of your friends wish that they had a provider like me, a spouse like me? Because I'm always there. I forgot our anniversary. What's the big deal? It's one anniversary. You know how much I provide?
Okay.
Right? So the person, when they're saying that, is they are, instead of owning the fact that I missed our anniversary, which is a very big, important thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They're saying, man, I'm such a good provider.
Focus on that.
Okay. And I have a lot on my plate. So what I'm trying to do is almost make you feel bad.
Exactly.
Because I have a lot on my shoulders. Right? And saying, and then adding to the fire, fuel to the fire by saying, man, you know how many your girlfriends wish, or your boyfriends, well, I guess boys don't say boyfriends. That don't sound right. But girlfriends is common. But,
and boys.
And your fellas, your boys.
Yes.
They wish they had a spouse like me, a wife like me. You can go either way. It's not, you are lucky. That kind of thing. That's an
That's very
invalidating.
insensitive
It's,
too
it's
to say.
insensitive. It can be cruel. The way, and again, usually what's interesting about these statements as we're reading them, you can almost see the body language. You can almost hear the tone that's attached to it. So as we're talking about 50% body language, 40% tone of voice, the 10% are the actual words. So when a person is saying these, the way they sound already, it's almost like you can see the tone, you can hear the tone,
Oh, yes.
and see the body language, and it's just not. It's not positive. It's not good.
That's not very productive at
Yeah,
all.
not productive at all. So another example is, well, you work hard for us. You're supposed to work hard. You're the provider. So sometimes, I guess historically, but now with male husband and wife both working, one can say to the other, well, you want to parade because you're working and you're bringing in money? You're supposed to. That's your role. That's your job. And so that could be invalidating because the person just sometimes wants to be recognized for the fact
That's
that,
right.
man, I'm getting up and I'm doing my thing day in and day out, doing what I got to do, make sure I got food on the plate, whatever it is. And the person is just saying, well, that you're supposed to do that and not
That's a
appreciate,
harsh
not valuing.
comment.
It's a harsh comment and it's not validating. Right?
Exactly.
These are examples. Another one can say, well, you just basically say to a person, you know what? You are so sensitive. You are too sensitive. Or toughen up already. That sounds familiar,
Wow.
right? Your eyes are lighting up. When we first got together, you weren't used to the culture in my house, in my family's dynamic where we were very New Yorkers.
Straightforward.
Straightforward, a lot of sarcasm, but
Too much.
in that context, there's so much love. Even now, it's hilarious because my brothers and I, shout out to my brothers, 2 in Virginia, leave them there,
And sister,
and
because
one
she's
in New
also
York.
the same way.
And my sister could be that way, but however, when I get together with my brothers, sometimes my sister be like, "No, man, that's too much for me, man.
She can take it.
This is way too much. I would go crazy if I was hanging out with y'all.
Oh, my
because
God.
y'all are nonstop." So anyway, I say all that to say that you were not used to that, and
No, I wasn't.
and and I was challenging for you. And there were times where the comment that I made was like, "You got to toughen up, girl, or you're too sensitive." And now that years later,
You
we
were
realized
what is it?
I
again?
was not validating at all.
Not validating.
So we've all, in some way, shape, or form. The one thing we all have in common is that there are times where we have made non-validating statements or have had non-validating responses to our spouses. Another one is, you should have handled it differently. Next time, try to do it like this. So whenever a person does something, instead of just say, "Oh, man, I'm so sorry that I didn't work out for you," whatever it may be, you say, "You know what? You should have, next time do it like this," and just go ahead and tell them. The person feels like, "Oh my gosh."
Yes.
That's a non-validating
That's salt
response.
to the wound.
Yeah, that's salt, that's salt to the wound for sure. Another one is, sleep on it. Tomorrow is another day. Let's not talk about this now.
That's negative.
Well, it could be non-validating because, again, we've talked about this before. You and me, I'm the type of person that I want to resolve conflict now. we didn't even rehearse that.
I just know what you're gonna say.
We didn't even rehearse that. Wow. Okay. And then you're the type of person that, because of past experiences and things like that. And by the way, time out.
What?
I want to give you a shout out because
Why?
last week's episode of that you were on the hot seat and answering all the questions.
It was a super
about
hot seat.
Kingdom Woman and all that. Can I just tell you that you did such
Thank
an
you.
amazing job. You blessed me, Mama.
Thank you so
It
much.
was incredible. For folks that have not heard that, we really encourage you to go check that episode out. It was phenomenal. Share it with as many people as you can. You did a great job, baby.
Thank you.
That was a little side note. I meant to start with that, but we got into this whole
Okay, it's okay.
communication thing.
Communication.
But anyway, so with that said, you were more so the person that you didn't want to deal with the conflict now because you were afraid that it would just escalate to something so bad. You just wanted peace and all that. So in that case, you may be the person that may say something like, "Let's sleep on it. Tomorrow is another day. Let's not talk about this now." So for the person that doesn't want to talk about it now, they feel just shut down.
It was a shutdown.
They feel
yes.
like, you know what? I can't believe that this person, I want to talk about it now. That's not even up for consideration. That could be non-validating for that person.
Okay.
And that's very common in a relationship because in every relationship, most of the times you have the opposites and you have the person that wants to discuss it now and the ones that don't want to discuss it at all.
Unless the other party will come to an agreement, right? And accept, okay, so this is how my spouse operates. I'm going to give her a chance, but not say let's pick on it, but actually not shut you down, but set a time. Well, let me think about it and let's talk about it. Let's during breakfast.
Right. So that would be validating because it's acknowledging and recognizing that there's the person that wants to talk about it, but you're also setting a boundary saying, can you give me a little time to prepare for that?
Yes.
And so that's not.
Let me process this.
Exactly. That's a healthy response. Absolutely.
Instead of shutting you down, we can actually come to a conclusion where we can say, let me sleep on it. Let me process. Actually, let me write about it. And then we can talk about it in the morning.
There you go. Hey, Emily. Our daughter, Emily, just got shout out to Emily. Oh, hey. Shout out to Emily. Kingdom Love Podcast mugs. Woo woo. And yeah, absolutely, honey.
So as long as the person is being acknowledges that, okay, my spouse wants to talk about it right now, but I'd rather process this and come to a conclusion. Not just shut you down.
Yeah. Yep. Another one is, I can't believe you are that angry about something that doesn't matter.
Sorry, not come to a conclusion. Come to an agreement.
Okay.
As to pick it up in the morning. Okay. Scratch that. We could work.
Oh, not that kind of scratch.
Okay.
So another statement is, I can't believe that you are that angry about something that does not matter at all. So right there, you're letting a person know they could be completely dealing with something, stressed out about it or upset about it. And then you make a statement, that doesn't even matter at all. Whoa, talk about not validating somebody's feelings.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And it could be, and just because I've been that person, even in my thoughts, and even because they don't mean it that way, right? Because in their mind, it's not something that is that big, but because we're different beings, it is big for you.
Right.
So we have to just take a look at it, right. and don't say that. It's true.
Don't say that. What is it? You've said that sometimes? Oh.
I've because I don't talk much. I think
you
about
have
that.
thought it.
I've thought about that.
Oh,
like
that's
it's
so
not
funny.
a big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's dismissive.
It is dismissive. And for the person that thinks it is a big deal, I'm like, get on, like, this. Am I going
we're in
crazy?
the same world? Yes.
Are we in the same world? Yeah, exactly.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, this is powerful. Wow.
So I'm guilty of that, yeah. Are you guilty of that sometimes?
No, I'm perfect. Kidding. Of course, I mess up every day. Lord Jesus. And so with that said, after having talked about some of these non-validating responses, what are some of the feelings that come with this? What are some of we talked about that we can almost see the body language, we can almost hear the tone.
Yes.
What kind of feelings? Let's talk about some of the feelings that are attached when these kind of statements are made. The feelings that they create
to the other person that's receiving these comments.
Yeah.
Of I'm not important in that person's life.
Wow.
I'm not important.
I don't matter.
Like you said, I might be going crazy. Or is she really not thinking, or he really thinking about himself and not about me? It's basically, I think it's that main feeling of, am I important in that person's life?
Wow.
That they're throwing that comment at me or just saying it out loud.
Yeah.
Because it's like a baby running to you in distress and you're going, shake it off.
Wow.
But when a baby runs to you in distress, I don't care if it was like a little thing. You pick up that baby and you embrace that baby and you hug him. What's going on? What happened? You drop anything. So it should be like that. If we do that for our own children, we have to do that for our spouses.
Your response lets me know that you're in Mima mode. You're
in
thinking
Mima
about
mode.
Mateo. Shout out to baby Mateo.
Yes. So if our spouses come to us with that, we have to drop everything and step into the world. Because when we're doing that, we're basically in our own world.
Yeah.
And we're becoming selfish at that moment.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if the spouse have been, a not supportive spouse. We have to always model Christ.
Amen. Amen. So we talked about non-validating responses or statements. Here are some validating ones. It makes sense that you'd feel overwhelmed with everything going on. So you're coming and you say, I have a lot going on. Like I'm certain probably next week, midweek, your first week of being in school, by week day 3, you're going to be like, I'm a little overwhelmed. And then I have to not say things like, how are you overwhelmed? You've been off for 2 months. Kidding.
You're not going to say that. Okay.
I'm not going to say that.
You.
I'm going
to remind you of
I'm
that.
going to say it makes sense that you'd feel overwhelmed. I'm going to try to do it with a straight face.
Let's laugh about it now.
It makes sense that you'd feel overwhelmed with everything going. Oh my God. That's the key thing. Don't say positive. Don't try to say these things rehearsed if you don't really mean that.
Yeah. And don't laugh because that's a trigger for some of us.
But again, you can see how that statement, all joking aside, that it makes sense that you'd feel overwhelmed with everything going on. What's happening there? You're recognizing or you're acknowledging that a person has a lot going on. You're validating that, and you're also validating that they're potentially feeling overwhelmed. So when I hear that the person is saying, wow, opposite to what you just said earlier, that person is feel like, wow, I do matter. That person cares for me. That's going to help you go in the direction of a more positive interaction, healthier communication. And that's really what we're talking about.
Yes.
Another response is, I can see why you would feel hurt by what I said earlier. So a couple things are happening there. I'm recognizing, acknowledging that I said something that created or that caused a reaction or a feeling in you. That's also very healthy. That's a mature approach to relationships, and it's just a sign of maturity and of health and awareness. Instead of saying, "Oh, I can't believe you feel that way," cut it out, get over it. Saying, "You know what? I can see why what I said created that feeling," and for that, follow that with an apology.
That's right.
A sincere apology goes a long way after you've recognized, not just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, you feel that way," but recognizing that I said this and that could have caused that, and I apologize for that. That goes a much longer way.
That's leaving pride aside and just taking over and taking responsibility of what we say.
Yes.
Because to get there, it takes reflection.
Reflection, yeah.
When you reflect and say, "Oh my, that was really messed up what I said."
Yeah, and that's something that we've are learning. I mean, I say learned because whenever you say we've learned, that means you've mastered the art.
Yes.
But we like to say we're learning because we would like to continue to grow in that space. 28 years later, and we're learning continuously to do that. To take some time to reflect.
Yes.
On conversations that we've had, statements that we've made, interactions that we've had that maybe weren't the best or that were great. Reflect and come back and say, "Hey, when I said this, when I heard that. This is what it made me feel. I thought this was great. Let's try this more." That's so important for healthy marriages and healthy relationships, period.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Another one is, you have every right to be frustrated if I didn't follow through.
Again, recognizing
that there was something that I did that impacted or affected the way you feel. Because when we make statements or we commit to doing something and we don't follow through, that the spouse can potentially say, "Hey, what happened?" And then create those feelings. So just acknowledging it and expressing that has a way of not being dismissive. It's validating.
Exactly.
That's the example. Another one, last one I have here is, "Wow, that sounds really tough. I'm here with you." So you're expressing something, I'm expressing something, and the response we give one another is, "Man, that sounds really hard. That sounds really challenging. I'm here with you. I'm here. Let's talk about it. How can I help you process this?" or whatever it may be.
Exactly.
And as opposed to saying what we said earlier, non-validating, "Well, you know what? You should do this or get over that." Say, no, that sounds like it's tough. I'm here with you. And just be there. Be present.
Exactly. And that's something that a lot of us think that we have to say something. When someone opens up and they express themselves about any situation they're going through, whether it be a situation with us or with someone else, we don't always have to say something.
Yeah.
being present and just saying, like you said, I am here with you,
That can go a long way.
or do you want me to respond to this? Because sometimes we don't need to respond,
Whew, do I need to learn that, right, honey?
right? I think one time I told you, I think you talk too much, and then you said, I can't believe you told me that to stop talking, but it was like in a cordial way, right? Didn't I say something like that?
Yeah, you said something along the lines.
Instead of saying shut up already, I just said,
No, shut up, Ray
I
says.
think you're talking too much right
No,
now.
no, it was along the lines of, wow, you have many words, or something like that.
Really?
And we're back. A little glitch there, but we got it. So another validating response, and this is a good one, I think. It says, "Thanks for telling me how you feel. It helps me understand you better." Right? What do you think about that, Mama?
I think that's very, very important
Yeah?
because
With that very important, serious face you just gave me.
that's how I say it. I think that's very important because when we communicate that way, you're basically merging your way of thinking to your spouse's way of thinking. It becomes like one blended, because if I'm in your world, I will be able to move forward with you in communication rather than me always being in my lane and seeing you from far and, oh, that's the way he feels. But when you express yourself to me in a way that now I'll be able to see it and say, oh, now I understand why he feels that way, because I'm putting myself in your shoes. And moving forward, and whenever we're going through any type of situation, I will be able to say, this is how he feels right now.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to be protective mode, not of me, but of you, because I'm merging into your world by telling me this is how. What was the statement again? This is how I was feeling.
Thanks for telling me how you feel. It helps me to understand you better.
Exactly. If I know how you feel, moving forward, I'm going to restrain myself from saying what I said that offended you. And I will be able to say, well, if I'm going to say this, I better change it because I still want to communicate what I want to communicate. But because the way I said it before, I probably offended you, disrespected you in a certain way, I'm going to go out that to the way of, if I said that it made him feel this way, let me rephrase that in another way. Because now I'm going to protect him.
Wow. You know, that as you say that, it reminds me of a scripture. It's Ephesians chapter 4, verse 29 in the Message translation. I thought it was really powerful. It says, "Watch the way you talk. Let nothing foul or dirty come out of your mouth. Say only what helps. Each word a gift."
Wow.
Right? So you want to make sure in a relationship setting that every word that you share,
It's a
you
gift.
see it as a gift that you're giving that person. And man, is that a powerful scripture.
Ephesians 4:9?
Ephesians 4:29.
4:29.
The Message translation. I'll read it again. It says, "Watch the way you talk. Let nothing foul or dirty come out of your mouth. Say only what helps. Each word a gift."
Wow.
Wow. Isn't that incredible? So if you look at it from the perspective or that frame of, hey, what I'm getting ready to say, is it a gift? That's very challenging for the person. Talk about really challenging us in selecting the words that we share with one another. If I'm intentional and keep that in my mind, is this word that I'm about to share, is it a gift?
Exactly.
So how does a gift make you feel? It makes you feel good. It makes you feel like, oh my gosh, all those. So it's every word. And that is such a powerful scripture. Ephesians 4:29. I thought that was fantastic.
It is. And it's something that whether your spouse, you had a fallout, or one of you guys did something in the past that maybe broke covenant and you decided to stay with your spouse, moving forward, these are some scriptures that we need to apply and say, am I looking back instead of looking forward in the way I communicate with my spouse? In the way, and when I say looking back is, am I seeing him or her through the lenses of infidelity. And when you encounter conflict, communication cannot be looked upon through the lenses of the infidelity lenses, but through the forgiveness lens, through Jesus, so that every word we say has to be a gift.
Wow.
And I will be blessing my spouse instead of cursing my spouse. And when I say curse, it doesn't necessarily say, speaking a curse over them, but not blessing them, not representing Jesus.
Yeah.
We have to represent Jesus in everything that we do and say.
Yeah. And I'm going to start using that now. When I talk with couples, and even for myself, when communicating, be a gift giver.
Yes. And why a gift giver? Because
that the words that I'm going to share
yes,
are a gift.
Because there should be refreshing words.
Yeah.
There should be uplifting words. Not words to diminish you, but to bless you.
Yeah. Because a gift is a blessing.
Yes.
It's a surprise. It's a feel good. It's whatever it is, but it's a gift. So
and it takes practice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if you were raised in a home, or you started your relationship that way, where you were just talking in a trashy way to your spouse, in a disrespectful way.
Yeah.
We have to change the way we communicate.
Absolutely. The one thing that's for certain, like we said in the beginning, communication is critical, and the words that you choose, the way that you deliver them, they have lasting impact.
Oh, definitely.
And so I think today, as we are wrapping up, we talked about, we're going to have to keep it going on the next episode, where we're going to get more into the whole area of criticism and defensiveness and withdrawal. I figured that we would need multiple episodes to talk about this whole and unpack this communication thing, because like you said earlier, it's a whole, you could talk about it forever. Because I've seen relationships, we've worked with couples where the tone of voice and the actual words, they're just so harsh. They're so disrespectful. They're not constructive at all. They're not a gift. They're not a gift. What they are is a slap in the face.
Yes. Or
they are a disrespect, or just tearing the person down. And if I could sum up probably today, it would be just that when we are communicating with others, when we are speaking with our spouses, let's make sure that our words are gifts.
That's right.
That really is powerful. What
gift.
A powerful, powerful statement. Has really challenged me. And I really hope that it challenges those that are listening.
That are listening.
Be a gift giver when it comes to communicating. Be a gift giver.
Especially when you're going through it.
Yeah.
When you're going through a tough time, be a gift giver. You got to stop yourself and say, are words going to be a gift? Or are they going to be a bag of trash?
Exactly.
We have to be honest with that.
And a gift consists of so many different pieces. We could break that down. The actual gift itself, how you wrapped it. It's going to communicate to the person, I took my time to prepare this for you.
Yes.
Right? So that's the power of our words.
Yes.
They'll communicate to another, I took the time to prepare what I'm getting ready to say.
Yes.
And if a person sees and hears that you were intentional, that you took the time to say it, that the way you delivered it was just that. Have you ever, when you received a gift, I think of, when you buy a brand new Mac computer or something, the box, the excellence. You almost don't even want to touch it. It's so perfect. Shout out to Apple products.
That's how our communication should be.
Our communication should be that way. The feel of the material, when you see a gift that has the perfect bow and the great wrapping and the crease, the corners, it's just,
it has to be so wonderful that you want to do it again.
Yeah.
That you want to open up again. That you want to get to that point where you know that you're going to have some friction, but it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Because we know how to communicate.
Well, and we all know that person, or maybe we are that person, or are married to the person, that they are excellent gift givers.
Yes.
Whenever that person shows up for a special event, I'm like, wow, I won. You look forward. Forward to receiving a gift from that person. Not that you feel entitled, but you look forward to, because the person is going to be, they're generous.
Time, yes.
They're going to take their time. They're not going to give you some just whatever, and it's going to be a nice gift. That is what we should aim for in our communication with one another,
Yes.
that our spouse looks forward to having a conversation with us because they know that what we're bringing is a gift.
And you know what is the most wonderful?
Oh, that's so good.
You know what is the most wonderful aspect of this? That our children will mimic it. And it will continue on and on and on.
Yeah. Yeah. You have the potential. We always say what you do will impact the next generation.
That's right.
And so if you want the next generation to be good gift givers when it comes to this area of communication and the words that they share, practice it, model it, teach it to them, all of those things.
That's right.
And wow, that is really powerful.
That was very powerful.
That was very
and
powerful.
I cannot wait to hear what we're going to say the next week.
My baby is wrapping it up. So yeah, so we're gonna wrap up today. And again, Mama, I thank you for this time together. I think as we continue to grow, we've been in this almost 30 years.
Yes.
And we've had our moments of intense fellowship. We've had our moments where just we've laughed a lot. That's another thing we tell folks: laugh, have fun. Have fun. Matter of fact, talk about laughing. This week we had a moment where we laughed really hard in the midst of having some intense fellowship. So I'm going to tell the story if it's okay with you, right? It's okay. So you were doing laundry, and then I got up for work. I was running a little late. I went to put on my shirt,
and
I was like, wait a minute, this shirt was dried in the dryer, and because it feels a little bit more snug. And I said, I know I've been going to the gym, and I haven't gained weight, but I haven't built muscles to the point where that's why this shirt is snug. So I said, honey, did you dry this shirt? And it was so funny. You just like, leave it to Beaver
to notice that at 7 o'clock in the morning.
To notice that the shirt was dried in the dryer, not hung, because of the material. For whatever, some materials, they shrink a little when they get dry. And so we were talking about that, and it was a little moment of some intense fellowship, all in good love though.
Some drama,
then you said to me, you see, I mean, look how you react. And that puts me in a position where I feel like if I did something else that I can't even tell you. And I said, what, was there another shirt? You said, yeah, the green one. And we just lost. I laughed for like 5 minutes straight from like so hard. I needed that laugh. But
that's what we do. We laugh in the midst of it.
You gotta laugh.
You have to laugh.
Yeah. Not laugh to be, triggering somebody, but really just because at the end of the day,
laugh together.
It's a shirt.
Yes.
Right? It's a shirt. And that's what we said. I said, it's a shirt. And so
I'm going to remind you of that next time.
It's important that that when we're communicating with one another, that we, number one, always come from a place of love, right? We always come from a place of love, always come from a place of, I know that this person is not out to get me. They're not out to harm me. This is the person I'm sharing my life with. And start there. And then this whole thing about be a gift giver when it comes to the words you give, the words you share.
Yes.
I think that's going to take the relationship to the next level. It's really going to help you.
Emerging into your thinking too.
Yeah.
Because when we merge and when we are thinking the same in the same wavelength,
You're talking about making a connection.
A connection.
Yeah,
we
making
know
a connection.
that we're not going to say something that is going to hurt you, but to build you.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're gonna pick it up next week.
Okay,
right?
Awesome. Next episode, we'll continue the conversation.
What is the topic we're gonna touch next week?
We're gonna be talking about criticism. We're gonna talk about defensiveness and withdrawal and the effect that they have on relationships.
Perfect.
And so we're gonna keep it going on the communication. And but yeah, Mama, I think this has been great. And
it's a good start.
It's a good start. Know that I am just excited I get to share this journey with you. And it's a true joy. It's a true joy.
It's a true joy.
For folks listening, we appreciate you. We want you to subscribe. We want you to like. We want you to look out for what we believe that what we're sharing on this podcast it's needed. We've received that feedback from folks, and they said what you're doing is a blessing. It's needed, but we want more people to hear it because we know that it has lasting impact. It amazes me, it amazes me. And I know you said we're stopping, but there are videos out there that I've seen a couple that'll have like 5 million views, and it's the dumbest thing. and I'm like, are you
That
kidding
tells
me?
you about this generation.
And I'm like, come on, people, but the good stuff, the real good
It's
stuff,
okay.
man.
Whoever needs to hear it will
Exactly.
will
They're going to hear it. And so we're just believing God for that.
That's right.
We know that relationships and marriages are hurting. And so we want to equip and provide the tools necessary for that. And just a reminder, we've said this before, your relationships with others is a reflection of your relationship with God.
With God, yes.
Right? And so as we close out, think about that, meditate on that, and maybe one day we'll do an episode just breaking that down a little more.
Yes.
But your relationship with others is a reflection of your relationship with God.
Amen.
And so as we close out, Mama, again, I just love you.
I love you, baby.
I appreciate you. And until next time, this is Kingdom Love Podcast with Danny and Denise, where we believe you are as healthy as you are.
Honest.
Honest. All right, we're out of here.
See you next week.
See you next week, baby.